What is going on, YouTube friends and family? It is Guy with Beard, Guns, and Gear. And you see me, I have a big smile on my face because we haven't done an unbox video in a long time. And we're doing an unbox video. And it's not something lame. You guys have asked for it pretty well. And backhandedly, let me say. Because every time I've had a problem with my firearm, you guys are like, just get a Tikka, just get a Tikka, just get a Tikka. And I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag, but there it is. So I broke down and I got one, okay? I got one. I'm doing a lot of 100 meter, trying to do precision shooting, and I'm enjoying it. I'm also doing reloading in that caliber, so I'm really enjoying playing around with the different loads and seeing what I have. Yeah, that's what she said. And seeing what I can squeeze out of the lowly 223, and the results have been pretty amazing. The best one so far that I've gotten to work in like everything, it's amazing, is this ELD VT that Hornady puts out. It's really good stuff, and have had some excellent results. So I guess we'll just dive into it, because my son was already like, let me see, and I'm like, no, we're saving it for the unbox. So it's still in the box. I don't know how many parts. I've looked at it, I've glanced at it. So let me say that I have wanted one of these for a long time. Here it is. It is a Tikka. Oh, so nice. And we all know that's a big ass book. I don't know why they put so much in there. But let me see if I can flip this around so you guys are not blocked by the box. And I'm blocked by the box instead. As you'll notice, it's extremely long. In fact, it's got a 23 3/4 inch barrel. The caliber, you might ask, what did you choose for a caliber? Well, I was on the fence. I really want a 308, and I picked up the version of this for a 308, and I was like, ah, man, that's not really a hunter. This is a range gun. So this is absolutely 100% going to be a range gun. And I threw around other ideas as well. They had a really nice Savage Predator there with a medium to heavy barrel, fluted, looked beautiful. But man, when I work that action versus working the bolt on this, it's like night and day. So that kind of determined it for me. And these are very expensive. Right now they're going for about $1,500 Canadian, if you can find it. So I'm going to ditch all this styrofoam. Make sure I don't lose any of the parts. There's the sling swivel studs. You can say that 10 times fast. You are a winner. I mean, this guy is chunky. I think it comes in at 8.5, just a little over 8.5 pounds. Let's see if we can get this condom off of it. Always be safe, no matter what you're doing. Oh, it's got a nice squishy butt pad, and it keeps on what I catch on the condom. I hate that when they won't come off. So, behold, guys, look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? Of course, it's got the MOA guarantee. I mean, if you can't get a sub MOA with a Tikka, there's something wrong. Let me flip this around this way so you can maybe see it a little bit better. This is the Tikka Varmint in stainless steel, chambered in the very mighty 223. As I said, it has got a 23 3/4 inch barrel, 1 in 8 twist rate, so it is really going to have that projectile screaming and spinning down range. Should be able to handle the very heavy quotations marks for the grain. It's got an adjustable cheek comb riser. You can buy different height ones. I'm going to try and get this scope when I get a rail for it, and I pick and choose on a scope. I'm going to try get that mounted as flush as possible, though, down to the barrel. That way I don't have to change the cheek riser. This, and like I said, I almost went with the 308 version, but this rifle is chunky, and if you can see like the point of balance on it, is just forward of the action, which probably has largely to do with this barrel. And I mean, that is a big, heavy barrel. The stock, there's a little bit of flex in it, not too bad, but it's pretty beefy. And I do like the nice wide stock here, so this is going to be a good setup for bench shooting, absolutely. It's kind of got a textured grip almost on the the fore stock area where you would put your hands if you need to. So I don't imagine that's going to be slippery. It's not rubberized, but it is almost like stippling on the side, like checkered. It's got a very nice aggressive downward angle where you put your hand, so less of a traditional kind of stock as far as shooting, but this is going to be an absolute range gun. And we are going to attempt to put clover leaves. And why did you buy a Tikka? Well, I mean, that's why you buy a Tikka, right? There's no, like, you can't, there's very, very, very little shake in that. It's got a 70-degree throw for the bolt, which makes it ideal. I don't know why some of the manufacturers are still like hung up on these 90-degree throws, especially with some of the optics that are coming out now. You're really limiting your choices as far as what you can put on there, because nobody wants to like jam their hand up against the part of your optic every time you cycle around. If I have one gripe about Tikkas, it's the whole proprietary magazine thing. I mean, I could go buy another one of these mags, and this is going to cost me in the neighborhood of $90 Canadian for another mag. This does take 5, so the total capacity of this firearm is 5 + 1. I do like how that inserts. Yeah, it inserts so good that, well, it's got a pretty heavy spring in there actually for the ejection of the magazine. Like, it kicks it out pretty good. So, I mean, it feels like it's stiff. My brother's got a Tikka. He's never had any problems, load issues with his magazine. I just don't understand why they're not going with AICS type mags. It's kind of the industry standard. It's what everybody's doing. Just do that. Or, worst case, go an AR mag. At least then we can get 10-round mags, metal ones, P mag, whatever, and they're fairly cheap. Let's try the trigger. I'll try it first to see how it feels. There's no creep with that. So if I can find my little trigger measuring doodad. Oh, there it is. It's black on black. That's why I couldn't see it. So I don't know. It's not super light, but it's pretty crisp. So I can deal with not super light if it's, I don't like squishy triggers. Oh, it might be heavier than 4. 3 1/3. Let's get an average here. Would help if I reset it. Almost 3 1/2. And about 3.4. Again, this isn't the most accurate one. It's not digital or anything, but it does the job. So let's say it's just under 3.5 pounds, which is a very nice, in my opinion, a very nice trigger weight for a range gun. You could certainly have it a little lighter, but there's nothing wrong with that. Typical Tikka features, I mean, you don't get any bells and whistles with this. While I was at that hunting store, which by the way has probably, if you're in the Ottawa area, you guys are very fortunate in that you have a store very close to you that probably has one of the largest selections of Tikkas that I've seen in any firearms store at least, you know, Ontario or East. I don't know out West what it's like, but man, they have some great stock. Anyway, when I was there, I looked at a few other firearms. And, you know, like, just for an example, the Ruger Go Wild, really nice firearm, Cerakoted. You know, you've got that omnidirectional muzzle brake on the end. There's a Picatinny rail on it. You've got a Vortex Crossfire 2 on there, so it already comes set up, like, good to go. An excellent value for, like, $1,100 Canadian. With Tikka, you pay $1,500 and you don't get nothing. Okay, they are putting all that money, no bells and whistles on this sucker. It is, all of the value is going into the production of this rifle. And I mean, you can certainly feel the quality. I have other rifles that I like just fine. But when you look at the tooling and the machining, and I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous. And I love that kind of, it almost looks like it's Cerakoted just because it's that brushed stainless steel. There's no shiny to it. You can tell the quality is top notch. The only shiny part is on the bolt handle, which is cool. And it very much reminds me of the Ruger Ranch. Sorry, Tikka. But as far as where it sits, the angle, and the size of it, I mean, tell me that that doesn't look like the Ruger Ranch bolt. Excellent. I am so stoked. Hopefully the next time you guys see this firearm, there will be a scope mounted on it. I'm going for lots of zooms on this. Probably a 6-24 first focal plane with a big old Christmas tree, so I can do some decent range shooting with it. And again, I'm hoping I can get away with medium height rings. We'll see what happens when I put that Picatinny rail on it, because a lot of times it does raise it up a little bit just putting that Picatinny rail. You also have Weaver style, so you could mount it that way, but no, I'm going to go Picatinny rail. There it is, guys. The Tikka Varmint. There's a tiny little hole. Just a beautiful crown on that, though. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Tikka Varmint 223 stainless steel, big old beefy barrel on it. This thing is going to be fantastic at the range. I can already tell. And you guys asked for it. You said if you want accuracy, just go get a Tikka. If you want reliability, go get a Tikka. And I never had one, so this is my first one, and we'll see if it lives up to all the hype. Please don't forget to click that like, subscribe. Love hearing from you guys. Drop a comment down, especially if you've seen these in action. You have one. I want to know what you guys are doing with it. You can certainly go for coyote hunting with this, but what have you got for groups and how do you have it set up? Let me know, and we'll see you at the range.